is Kristen again, and we are doing Thanksgiving prep. And so this is part 2, and I am doing homemade rolls. So here's a list of ingredients you're gonna need to make the homemade rolls. You're gonna need some cooking oil, flour, yeast, an egg, some evaporated milk, and some salt. First thing we're gonna start with is 12 ounces of evaporated milk. And we're gonna warm that up in the microwave just probably like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. We need it warm so it can activate our yeast. If you do not have evaporated milk, I have used just plain milk and it works just fine. So I'm gonna put this in for about 30 seconds. Okay, my milk has been warming for about 30 seconds. I'm gonna stir this up just a little bit to make sure that it's equally warm. I'm gonna test it because we do not want it to go over 110 for your yeast. Okay, so let's just check it. It's only 93, so I'm gonna put it in for another about 10 seconds. Okay, we're gonna stir it. It's been gone in for about 50 seconds, almost a minute. And this milk was at room temperature, so if your milk is from the refrigerator, it's obviously gonna take a little longer to get up to temperature. This is 108, so we're gonna go with that. So, I just need about 1/4 cup of this warm milk. I'm gonna put it in here. And I use 3 teaspoons of yeast. Okay. Into this, I want you to put a teaspoon of sugar to activate that. And this is gonna take maybe about 10-15 minutes to activate. We'll see. You want that to get nice and dissolved. Let this sit off to the side. So to our leftover milk, while we're waiting for our yeast, we're gonna add 1 egg. We're going to add 1/3 cup of sugar. And about a tablespoon of oil, because how I do things, I'm just gonna use, because this cap is really big, I'm just gonna fill up this cap, tablespoon of oil, and teaspoon of salt. Okay, add some butter to this as well. But I want to break that egg up. And to this we're going to add 1/3 cup of butter. It really should be melted, so I'm going to melt mine. Into this we're going to add 1/3 cup of melted butter. It's really good when you're making bread to keep your ingredients as warm as possible so it doesn't affect the yeast. So that's why, and I just add this all together just like this while we're waiting for the yeast to activate. It's been about 10 minutes and my yeast has bloomed. You can see that's nice and fluffy. So we're gonna get our bread together here. So to all the ingredients we've already put together, we're gonna add 4 cups of flour to my mixer. Now I do this in my mixer because it's easier for me, it's easier for kneading, but you can absolutely do this by hand if you wanted to. So we're gonna add 4 cups of flour. This is just all-purpose flour, nothing special. I'm sure if you use bread flour, it's much better. I don't know, I've never used it, so. Okay, so to the mixer, so you can see it, I'm gonna add my yeast to it. Make sure I get it all. And add our egg and milk mixture. And we are going to mix this for 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, it's been about 9 minutes since this has been spinning around in here. It's really nice soft dough. So I'm gonna leave it right in this bowl. And because my ingredients were warm, everything is still nice and warm. So we're gonna put a piece of saran wrap over the top. Keep the heat in. And we're gonna prove this for about an hour. Now I have a proving setting in my oven, but you can just have a nice warm, have your oven be warm, not on, but warm, or just put it in there if you feel like your house is a little drafty. But I'm gonna put this in and we're gonna come back to this in about an hour, okay? So my bread dough has risen, doubled in size, but seemed to take a long time today. I don't know if it's because it's snowing out or because I'm trying to do a video and it doesn't wanna come out right, I don't know. So anyway, we're gonna make these rolls. I gotta take off my rings. So we're gonna take it out, and we're gonna use our rolling pin and kind of roll these like you would biscuits and fold them in 4. Okay, we're gonna roll these out and we're gonna fold them like bookends for the next 4 times. And what I mean by that, I'll show you in just a minute. Roll this out nice. And take this and bring it to this, like that. Ah, can't see it. There. Okay, so what I did was took this and did this. Now we're gonna turn it and then we're gonna roll it again, okay? Roll it out. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do this 4 times, okay? Here's the next one. This is number 3. And the last one. And then we're gonna cut them into 12. And because I'm OCD, I weigh mine, the weigher. They usually come about 3.5 ounces each, I think. Let me double check. So I'm gonna make this into 12. And you can always take from some. Okay, so the first one's gonna be 2.9, wrong. I want 3.5, 4.1. So we're gonna do this until all 12 are 3.5, okay? Then we'll come back. I'm pretty happy with the weight of these. So now I'm just gonna roll them into balls. I'm gonna make 12 of them. Hoping these will rise better the second time than they did the first time. All 12 are rolled up. I'm going to spray some saran wrap with Pam. Now, I'm going to spray some saran wrap with Pam and put it over the top. Don't forget to spray it, because if you don't spray it, it's going to stick to your rice rolls and they're going to deflate. Ask me how I know. Take some saran wrap, I'm going to spray it with Pam. Spray with Pam. Put it over the top. Another towel. Now normally this takes maybe 45 minutes to proof one more time, but today it's been taking a really long time, so I'm assuming 45 minutes, but we'll see. So these rolls took 2 hours to rise, and there's still something very wrong with them. So I completely redid it another time and did exactly the same, and this is how it turned out. I have no idea if it was the weather or what was going on, but this took an hour to rise and these took 45 minutes. So bread is finicky, but they turned out great.